No one can hear you anyway. Well, now I'll probably put. Oh wait, probably stream is actually because you have to.
Is it like last time where they can't even hear the opening?
Yeah, because they double audio. I'm listening to your double audio.
Not double audio.
So I'll just skip the.
I can hear Endeavor's stream. He has Endeavor's audio.
Yeah, but that's why I was afraid of the. I don't have his interaction.
It's just his audio. It's not double.
But
you don't hear me, chat. I'm not fucking up. It's not my fault. It's Endeavor's fault. No, it's not me.
Whoa,
This
whoa,
isn't reverse.
I reversed the reverse. It's fine.
Hold on, we got serious shit we're about to do, guys. We're about to start.
I'm not recording ever again.
Oh well. Anyway, this is the very last game of the marathon.
No, it's not.
It's the very last, second to last game, third to last game, 10th to last game.
I'm making everyone cope. Helping and audio, don't worry. No. I didn't actually need the thing.
I'll play the opening after the ending like I did in Victory. Even though we've already heard it, the opening is a banger. We'll hear it again. Hello everybody, welcome to Sisters vs. Sisters New Game Plus. We're on PS5, significantly slower than the PC. But while New Game made everything go burr, we're going to make everything go burr with just one button press. And then we sit the controller down the whole fight. Up until about the halfway point to where we have to hit square twice, and then the ending when we have to hit it 4 times. But other than that, it's basically a very easy, very quick 10% gameplay, 90% cutscene run, so I hope y'all are here.
What do you mean?
Just to listen to Japanese voices.
Rams attack ghosts.
It is possible for Rams tornadoes to go through the enemy. We hope that don't happen, but it can happen way too often. PS5 or console exclusive. We'll go ahead.
Not the last game you're weekend. Just one game left.
We'll just go ahead and start the meme in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now, we're just making sure I don't instantly skip any of these cutscenes by forgetting that R2 is the skip button. It's already a meme. If we instantly skip cutscenes frame perfectly, the game does not know how to handle that. And if you were here to watch VGM's run, it will soft lock in certain spots. In fact, I said I was going to show it off. VGM already showed it off. I'm going to show it off anyway. We're going to try to force a soft lock. We're so far ahead anyway. This will only add a minute to the run. But if I don't soft lock, then yay, the run continues. First, we gotta get through the tutorial here. It's not an actual tutorial. We're not forced to do that in New Game Plus. We're gonna do a switch jump there. We gotta hit square and X at the same time. I'm not as good at it as VGM. We got 2 switch jumps to try and perform.
Fellow.
Oh my. I failed it twice.
It's easier on console, yet you get it 100% on PC. I guess.
Alright, let's try and enforce this.
I never miss.
Didn't happen. Is the game actually going to give us some good luck? It did not crash. All right, we won't force a soft lock from here on out. We'll skip these cutscenes really slow. That was just easiest ones to soft lock on is the ones at the beginning. We'll be skipping these a little slower from here on out, so we don't lose progress.
That's okay. Literally every other cutscene has a chance of soft locking too.
Yeah,
We might see a rare soft lock.
we will hope not. All right, now it's just Nepgear. We have a decently long dungeon ahead of us. Just a couple minutes of walking. Oh wait, no, that's the next one. We have story progressing. I gotta turn on Japanese voices, don't I? Might as well do that before I forget. And then we're going to do another tutorial boss where we're supposed to have get a disc afterwards, but we don't care about that. We're already equipped with some overpowered stuff. Actually, hearing the text boxes at the top left is weird because those aren't voiced in English. We'll soon be doing the RAM melting strats as soon as we get her into the party. I mean, technically, Nepgear's been melting this whole time, but RAM melts faster. Alright, here we go. Time to the menuing here. Rom as partner, like I said. And now we'll kill everything in like one tornado until the halfway point. Then they'll die in 2 tornadoes till near the end when it takes 3 or 4 at most. So we're here just for the dungeons. I hope you guys enjoy listening to Green Earth, because this song plays quite a lot at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, don't worry, Howl Link. The PS4 version has worse loading times than Switch. If you think the Switch is bad.
This song is really good, and you would think that it's an exclusive to this game, but it's actually an unreleased track dating all the way back to Neptunia Mark II. Fun fact. So I guess
this is
technically,
an unused Virtual Forest theme.
yeah, technically you can call it a exclusive to this game since it was unused, but it did
Want Maho
originate
and
from Mark
Anvi,
II.
just buy the Xbox version.
PS4 is about an hour, not quite an hour slower than PS5 or PS4 HDD is. It's really bad. PS4 SSD is about 25-30 minutes slower because of loads.
My goal in this run is to not go the wrong direction more than a handful of times. Let's see how that pans out.
Yeah, these dungeons are like really easy to get lost in because of how many turns there are.
They put a lot of dead ends in every dungeon, especially the caves. Quite ridiculous. Not the same dead end as Death in Request, thankfully, but some of these dead ends can lose a lot of time before you realize you went the wrong way. Because some of the paths can go really, really far just to end up nowhere.
This is not Game Maker games.
Thankfully, this game does not have like any hard puzzles like Game Maker. In fact, this game's probably the reason why Game Maker has a little bit more difficult puzzles, because they probably thought they didn't add much to the mix in this game, so they wanted to spice things up a bit. A nice gap jump there, Uni.
For these long stretches, they need to just mod the net bike from Game Maker into this.
That would be a godsend.
That's why they're
Yeah,
never gonna not releasing Game Maker on PC.
Oh, we're gonna see our first instance of just hitting the square button once and sitting the controller down. It's basically the same strat that VGM had after, I want to say the first 25% of his game, but you really only have to hit the button once. And it's like this for the majority.
Yeah, it was starting at the end of chapter 3, everything just became this.
Where's the fun in this, you might ask? It's New Game Plus. What do you expect? It's the fastest way to beat the game with what the game gives you. If you want real difficulty, always do the New Game runs. But New Game Plus is out there for that group of people, and I'm part of that group of people.
But SVS is basically the same as New Game Plus. Apart from you can die. And a little bit more, but like 1 or 2 more button presses.
Pretty much.
Oh, and disc RNG.
I just love playing this game, no matter like how easy it is, because I just love the movement and the music. Green Earth quickly rose to become one of my favorite themes. I wish it was in Mark II where it was unused. You kind of have to get used to this song. Like, with how much you listen to it, you either love it or you end up hating it. Thankfully, I ended up loving it. Thankfully, all the enemies are really slow in this game. But Idea Factory took that to heart, and they're like, what if we fix that problem and make them nearly undodgeable in Game Maker Revolution? So that's what they did. They made them nearly undodgeable in Game Maker Revolution. And they put more in your way where you can't dodge them. Even if you could have. So that's another reason why I really enjoyed this game. I would rather not encounter every enemy in every dungeon if I don't have to.
Game Maker's routing is also weird. There's no rep for it yet. No one's figured it out yet. Well, that's also because no one's really done much with it, but there's not really any % route that exists.
Plus, Game Maker is still only on console.
That too. Yes, I will be right back.
I wish I could explain most of the story. I really did enjoy this story, but sadly I've already forgotten most of it. Because it's been so long since I played it. It's related to like the monsters coming from discs thing in the earlier NEPs, basically, if I remember correctly. We'll just have to go out and stop like all the really powerful ones.
No, it's to do with COVID. I mean, the trendy phenomenon.
Yeah, the trendy discs. Alright, that boss is over. So we're just gonna go to the save point and leave the dungeon, because it's faster than leaving it the normal way.
Yeah, the trendy phenomenon. You know, the mobile gaming market.
What? Didn't mean to do that. And now, just like that, we are done with the Planet Tune section. I'm actually on pretty decent pace, according to my splits. Now we get in the lean box, trying to figure out what Vert's doing in this whole situation. We're learning that she's being a real lazy goddess, taking her lessons from Neptune. We were forced to do that chirper quest there in order to continue, since it's a tutorial on how to use the chirpers. We'll be forced to do another chirper quest here again. Just a few cutscenes right here. We have to go meet up with a woman that has some intel. The hard part's remembering exactly which one of these relay points to go to, but I think I got it. Yeah, it's this one. Make sure we accidentally hit, yes, warp out, or don't accidentally hit, no. I've done that before and had to take the walk of shame. Alright, our first cave. If you were here for VGM's run, he was talking about how you can soft lock yourself from advancing the game any further by doing some very specific stuff here. This is the very first dungeon where you can soft lock yourself from advancement. There's this switch you can press, and with a really tight jump, if you land, jump off the switch and land on the save point before the cutscene activates, unlocking the door, and you either save or you leave the dungeon, then the switch stays pressed and the door stays closed, and you can't advance. You have to start the game over. You have just bugged yourself. Game can't handle the disruption of the door opening cutscene. Do I go the right way? Surprisingly not been lost yet. I think in my D-Rust the other day, I've been lost 2 or 3 times at this point. Yeah, for anyone who hasn't played this game yet, just don't do speedrun tricks like switch jumping and then landing on a save point. You should be fine.
Yeah, thankfully it's pretty hard to break your save file.
You basically have to do it on purpose with the speedrun tech. Whew. Wasn't paying attention. Guess I fell asleep for a second. Almost had an encounter. Nepuzu?
マホはよくネプズを利用してるの？家電はもちろん日用品もネプズを利用してて、おすすめはこれ。でーん、暗闇でも光るメガネ。
Oh my god, she is so excited, as I would picture her being in that text box. She is so excited about those glow-in-the-dark glasses.
いやー、わかる？ユニチーにも1個あげるね。いらない。 ロムちゃんと一緒なら大丈夫。ねえ、この機械兵見覚えない？あ、前。
Yeah, her English voice actor is very excited as well. Both voice actors, well, first time I'm hearing the Japanese one, but both voice actors seem to be doing the excitement thing very well. But in English, the text boxes at the top left aren't voiced most of the time. So getting to hear her be excited about those glow-in-the-dark glasses was a nice experience there.
It's interesting that the game was supposedly handling pretty well during beta testing, because whenever it released day one, we encountered some issues. a lot of issues. Is there a clip of the lab anywhere,
どこに行くの？
perchance?
No,
You
I-
put it on the marathon channel. What do you mean? Like marathon channel clips.
着いたわ。
You're the one who clipped it.
It did. Oh,
Yeah, BGM. That was done in the. That was the English one, right? Yeah.
Which lab? The PC lab? The PS4 lab in
PS4
in
lab.
Virtual Forest.
The PS4 lab.
The Z.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the lab overlaying itself in cutscenes, but it went away. ZFresh had it just persists throughout dungeons, and it was really, really weird.
The layout of the lab literally appearing in the dungeon.
大丈夫かな？
It persisted until
おかしくなっちゃったもんね。
Planet Neptune.
今はあのロボット
Because then when I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to save just in case," crash
この施
afterwards.
設もコモリルも順番になんとかしてこう。
Let's see if I can find it.
Gunbara!
どうしたの？目的地はまだ先よ。このロボット、一体何なんだろう。機械兵とはまた違った雰囲気だったわね。新たな敵ということかしら。なんだか嫌な予感がするわね。先を急ぎましょう。これ何かしら。さて、
I've been doing those switch jumps first try ever since I left the tutorial dungeon, because of course I have.
あんまり遅いと先に行くわよ。
Yeah, I'm gonna get a clip for you of the issue that we encountered like day one after the game came out.
みんな気をつけて。
I mean, of course, there's the soft locks everywhere if you skip cutscenes too quickly. And any cutscene in the game can soft lock.
コモリルを消そうとするなんて
Um,
何が目的ですの？
Wait, you can move out of the way?
一体
What?
誰に？
How many runs of this game have I done? I've never seen her do that.
Are you serious? Are you serious, Endeavor?
I'm serious. She usually gets melted so quick. Learning new things every day.
するの？
I mean, when I played the game,
ZFresh?
I remember playing the game, and I remember getting Ziri
Can you
in a
take
loop
a
and a loop doing
good
that.
hard look at the layout of HDNMarathon and you tell me what you think is wrong?
There's,
I already told
there's
him.
potential it could have happened during my casual,
I
and I don't
already
remember.
know.
行ってみましょう。行きましょう。
Yes, I know. It says reverse all trophies by Rabspec.
案内は任せます。
This is certainly reverse.
This is definitely reverse.
This
This
is
is definitely Rab's
definitely
run.
This is definitely Raz run.
This is definitely a 4-hour 20 estimate run.
It is definitely Raz run.
Definitely the right layout.
本物のモンスター退治か。どのあたりに？
Definitely a
Definitely
dead,
the right runner.
and definitely a dead Amogus in
もっ
admin.
と奥にいるものですわ。
Oh,
しっかり準備しつつ、現実に先へ進みましょ
What?
what
No
the
way.
change? No way, man.
What?
What do you mean Nepki is not a CPU? What?
That's one steep bill, but it was worth it.
う。ジャンプですわ。
trying to analyze the data. I'm doing the math here.
Do it harder.
Yeah, just do the math, everybody.
Do the math.
I love doing that jump. It doesn't save no time, but it's cool getting it one.
Do the math.
先に行きますわよ。よいしょ。
I can.
着いたわ。罠がない。これで扉が開いたかしら。疲れた。確かこの辺りでモンスターを見かけたって話でしたよね。やっぱり強いのかしら。敵に不足はないですよね。ベール。
You can get from you can barely just not get from down here to up there. I'm with just a little bit more of a push. There may eventually be a way to get from down there to up here without having to climb that ladder, but it's just barely out of reach. I came within pixels. I even tried to encounter an enemy. But the enemy also just comes within just a few pixels of the character. So that would be a nice little, not the holy grail of discoveries for this game, but that could be a nice little time save if anyone ever discovers that, because ladder climbing is very slow.
I'm posting some of the clips from the mess that happened. Interesting.
Alright, who's ready to go through the exact same dungeon twice in a row from the same starting point? But the second time we go through it, we just gotta go a little farther than we did the first time. My pea-sized brain has had runs where I got through the first time without getting lost, but then I went the wrong direction in the second time. One of those just a few seconds later. We'll see what happens this time. You pushed me out of the way. They all pushed me out of the way. You want them to push you out of the way because they're pushing you towards the right direction. But yeah, even when the enemies disappear in that fight, they can seemingly still, like, push you. Even though they're not there anymore. It's a very weird fight, that one is.
Just going through some of these launch day clips again. They're so stupid.
the main thing that would have fixed this game is if they didn't force an autosave on us. Because my theory is that all the soft locking problems stem from the fact that this autosave feature exists. You know, kind of like
Yeah.
that. I'm frozen there because of the autosave feature, by the way. That was the entire reason I froze there.
Yeah, this game loves to do that. It's annoying.
The autosave is the most broken thing, and they did not make it optional. You cannot turn it off.
Yeah, I've had runs where like the game will just get stuck during a loading screen for over 30 seconds because of that. Or I'll load a fight and then it'll just die.
Yep. And the second time going through this dungeon, just like I said, but now we gotta go a little bit farther in because we have Noir. We have to show her something. I don't remember. It's not probably something to do with a trendy phenomenon. Memory serves me right. But I'm gonna talk about it this time. There's a nice little feature with I don't know what it's called, maybe the lighting system, the way the polygons work or something, but I'll show it off in a few seconds. By the time I realized it last time, it was too late for me to point it out. This hill right here, not doing it this time. Okay, never mind. If you look at the last time I was in this dungeon, sometimes those polygons at the top of the hill will have light reflecting off of it, even though it's nighttime and there's no light around here. Very weird. But it doesn't happen all the time, as you saw there. This is where we stopped last time, but now we gotta climb this ladder. Now we're back at a cave.
ノアールさん、今もラステーションにモンスターが向かってきている。早めにバズエンサーを見つけて、こっちも探しているから。ありがとう。頼りにしているわ。案内は任せましたわ。着いたわ。
Now do I go right or straight? I went right. We'll see if I was right.
I don't think that's correct.
Nope, it was not right. Hey, we got lost finally. It took a very long time this time.
Yeah, that's one of the longer dead ends.
I was wondering when I was finally going to go the wrong way. I think I was like 5 times by this point during my DRS crowd. Basically, one guiding stone that can help you know if you're going the right direction is look for these yellow things. But sometimes they're spread so far apart it takes a while before you realize that you're not seeing any.
内は任せましたわ。先に進みましょう。先を見てくださいね。
Alright, thanks for having me, guys. I'm gonna be back near the end.
Merry Christmas.
Farewell.
Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Everybody give it up for Vilo Ela Lopez.
What the the name, but
No, it's Gamer Man.
Vilo, the friend of the guy who sang his song for us.
No, that's the guy who left Discord just now. That's his name. The guy who just left Discord.
Rip to the guy who just left Discord.
I'll always know him as Budum.
Sadly, in New Game Plus, being transformed for a fight loses time. Because we have to sit here and wait for everybody to untransform.
You see my analytics, Hexy?
Yeah.
Eh.
Out of that list, yeah.
Break, break, break! Saving times on my splits in this economy? Only getting lost once helped, I guess. You ever see me wandering about in the overworld or whatever like I just did there? All this route is in my head. Just like Death in Request was. Thankfully, it's New Game Plus. There's not much to memorize, but sometimes you'll catch yourself being like, "Oh, which city do we go to now?" I don't know what Ram was doing there for a second. She looked like she was about to pick that robot up by its head and choke slam him. It looked like she grabbed him. Tried to grab him. Ram, you can't do that, by the way. And you probably could, but... That is a good question. I've had this New Game Plus file for a very long time. If I am reminded after the run is over, I don't mind loading up my file real quick, looking. Or if I get to a point where I lose so much time I can't PB no more, I'll open up the menu then.
I believe you use combo power plus critical correction, and I believe rush cancel.
Autosave, go away! Jesus, you froze the game so much there. We're about to retake Neptunia, baby. It's my favorite segment in the game. I don't know why I love this segment so much, but I do. Minus the block puzzles.
And Rom behind Ram also increases her water damage and her magic damage, which gives a huge boost to Ram's attacks. Just a bunch of stacking damage multipliers.
We're about to climb the longest ladder in the game. So I like to goof off when I'm doing that. So if you get dizzy easily, just look away while I'm climbing this ladder.
Neptunia, あなたたちの進む先にバズール現象を確認したわ。了解、アリちゃん。遠く離れてるけど、私も全力でサポートする。一緒にプラネティウムを取り戻しましょう。
Honestly, what else are you supposed to do when you're on a ladder for like 30 seconds? Just spin the camera around, right around, baby, like a record. Right. Now, I do like to get lost in here and go the wrong way. We'll see what happens. I should be fine, I hope. As long as the autosave stops doing that shit. It's freezing the game way more often than it usually does.
Yeah, I have never seen it do this often.
Me either. Wild. Marathon luck. Ah! Brain luck there. That was definitely a skill issue. There you go. If anyone was needing that bingo spot, I gave it to you. Mainly because it generally was a skill issue. Bonked every wall in that room. Alright, who remembers the Maze Dungeon music from V2? Because we're about to listen to that. It's a really good song, so it helps helps you get through these BS block pushing puzzles, air quote puzzle. They could be operating and driving normally from the bad guys. I don't know. This song is bopping though. It's one of my favorites from V2. I'll give everybody a little tip on how to navigate this dungeon when you get here. When I get to the specific point. These colored blocks here, the very first time you see them, you go right. Every other time you see them, you go left. Except for the final time when there's stairs. Then you'll go right again. So from here on out, we'll be going left every time we see those colored blocks against a wall. That's how you know you're going the correct direction in this dungeon.
楽しみだわ。えいしょ。おーい。えいしょ。ちゃんと行き先は決めてあるよ。やったー。仕掛けが解けたみたいね。偵察は任せて。おーい。えいしょ。おーい。目的地はまだ先。えいしょ。おーい。
Oh boy, block puzzles.
Name something better in block puzzles. I'll wait. Besides everything else that Idea Factory's ever done, except for the scouting system and the fact that I went the wrong way. Good going. My brain also told me to turn around, but I ignored it. Don't ignore your brain, fellas. Alright, we see these color blocks, we go left.
そうね。私たちを閉じ込めることが目的ではなさそうだわ。閉じ込めるのが目的なら、このように道が続きませんものね。つまり、敵は来られるものなら来てみろってこと？私たち、試されているってこと？みたいだね。ちゃちゃっと突破してあげちゃおう。激しい運動はきつい。どうしたんですの、ノワール？別にネプテューヌがいないから張り合いがないわ。
But hey, that speeder event was fun, wasn't it?
そうね。わからなく
Yeah,
は
we haven't been having a grand old time.
ここぞという時は4人が
One little quirk about these block pushing puzzles is you'll want to push the block while literally hugging it, because the farther away from the block you are, Ram just takes her sweet time to push it. Like, she locks onto it and it's very, very slow. I'll show that off the next time we get to one. I'll try to push it from the most farthest away we can. I'll take a few seconds time lost. I'll show the difference. But yeah, you thought we were done with block pushing puzzles. Nah, there's part 2. Okay, that's pushing it really close. This is pushing it from far away. There is no way for you to make that faster other than just hug the block when you hit square. Alright, pop quiz. Where do we go when we see these blocks? You go left. Nice little fun fact, whenever that cutscene activates, or before that cutscene activates, wherever you point your camera, because you can still move your camera while it's activating, wherever you move it will be the direction you're facing when the cutscene's over. So you just you aim it that way and hold forward during the cutscene. That'll save you a little bit of time. Right now we should be seeing the last of the colored blocks here shortly, so be going right instead of left. Basically, whenever you see stairs on the right, you go right. With the exception of that area when there's no choice between left or right. Activate. Access denied. Oh, missed it. Missed it again! Hit the button! That's one of the switches that doesn't change color when you hit it, so you don't know if you actually got it or not until you land without a cutscene. There's a couple of those types of switches. They just don't change in color. I had a good streak of getting them first try going on. Blonde broke for a second there. She just decided to stutter. Alright, we are done with round 2 of 3 block pushing. But we're not done with this dungeon yet. It's time to climb a lot of flights of stairs. Somewhere along the way we have fallen far behind. That is okay. Still 14 minutes under estimate, 13 and a half. Time for Louis. Those choices there, if you pick left or right, you'll get less cutscenes than if you pick the top choice.
ここに行くんだ
Basically, you're choosing between Maho or Henri.
回復しなが
But
ら
if you hit up, you'll go hang out with both Maho and Henri, so you'll get extra cutscenes.
それはついてからのお楽しみっしょそう言われても気になっちゃうなアンリちゃん教えてもらえないかな真帆が言わない以上私から教えられないわそっかもったいぶっちゃってあれだけどつけば教えるからさそれまでもうちょい我慢してギアチー朗報朗報もうすぐ目的地に着くよ本当じゃあもうすぐ例のあれが何かわかるんだねうん行こうギアチー
I am an English voice language simp, but I got to admit that Japanese voice actress for Nepgear's most adorable voices I've ever heard my entire career watching anime and playing Japanese video games.
疲れたの
Yeah, the Japanese voices in these games are very good.
そんな顔しなくてもいい
Nepgear's man.
じゃない私がサポートするよどうして抑制装置があるのにバズール現象が起きちゃったのアンリちゃんの言う通りこのバズール現象は何か違う何か違うバズールディスクから発生するバズール現象とは違うみたいなの何が違うかとかは
Hey, BGM.
調べてみないと
Huh?
わからないけど
When's your album coming out?
さっさとバズエンサーを探して終わらせましょう
That's a good question.
少し早かった
Still working on it.
そうならゆっくりにしてあげるけど
I feel like I'm going the wrong way.
It'll work faster, man. People want you to sing your song now.
疲れたのだらしなって
I think you're going the right way.
そんな顔しなくたっていいじ
Yeah,
ゃない
I think I am. I don't know why I was thinking though. I was going the wrong way. I did another dungeon. I'd typically get lost once or twice. I made it through flawlessly. Another pat on my shoulder.
どこに行くの
I hate the dub versus sub wars too. I have respect for
これで
both languages in this game,
なんだかしら
mainly because I was forced to watch the last of the created OVAs of of the Neptunia anime, and they are subbed only. So I was able to fall in love with the voice acting from that.
ほら待っててあげるからあんたのペースでいいわよ
Yeah, I've used both, and of course, in a lot of the rebirths, English voices are faster. So I would say I've spent more time with the English voices, but Japanese is a nice like change of pace.
助けてお姉ち
Help me,
ゃん真帆ちゃん
sister.
うるさい話しかけないで邪魔しないで
Yeah, I'm sitting here single. I'm sorry, Wall. Alright. Well, during my learning of this game, I got lost here so many times. I think Hexy literally wanted to murder me with how often I was getting lost here. But if it wasn't for him getting mad at me, I would have never
ここに行くのね
really found out where to go.
こうして無事に戻ってこられると一息ついてしまうよね張り切っていきましょ
I did brain fart there for a second,
う疲れたの
but I swear I didn't forget.
そんな顔しなくたっていいじゃない
Dude, she just did a fence jump. That's hard for even me to do. You go, Uni.
CPU hurt. So Marin finally paid you, Rav?
ここに何をして遊ぶ
Rav's finally been paid off.
お絵かきかけっこここに行くのかな戻りましょうさあ張り 切っていきましょ
We're about to have to not use RAM for a little bit here. We were forced to use Netgear. That's okay. We got a little setup, combo and disc wise, to make it real easy.
う。自分を信じて頑張ろう。いやちー、アーシがここから応援してるよ。
I guess also being level 99 with maxed out with the best weapon in the game also helps making sure we do this in one go. Auto is save. Screw off, man. Rose again in the menu of all things.
It's like the 10th time that's happened. I think your game is having a fun time.
It is definitely having a time. It didn't do it near this much during the D-Rust run. I think I traded getting lost for having more game freezes as my time lost.
強敵だけど、いつもみたいに戦えば大丈夫。さあ、やろうか。
This fight is really annoying on a new game, as you saw during VGM's run. He died here quite a lot. Alice does what she wants, when she wants, and how she wants to do it. And even in New Game Plus, with bad enough RNG, she can lose time there by attacking me and interrupting my combo. And she could do that more than once before I kill her.
Oh.
Or-
Oh, you just beat copy the art. Oh wait, never mind.
You mean copy the art? They're the exact... Wait, no.
They are the exact same. You messed up.
I ain't copy the art. I ain't copy the art, Maho.
No, copy the art is Alice.
Oh, it was Alice.
And copy the hard was I think it was copy the hard. Yeah, it was fucking FDP.
Yeah. Right, now that fight's over with, we get to have a team again. So we're gonna do the correct team. By hitting right every time. It never fails that I hit
強力な敵よ。
right instead of down to select RAM. Extra button presses aplenty.
小手調べではなく本気で行くぞ。
Dang, I lost time just because of that brain fart earlier. I would have been even on this split.
何
But my brain fart lasted 5 seconds and I lost 5 seconds.
こんなところにやっと休めるね。
Nice freeze.
Oh, that was yet another one. Thankfully it didn't last as long. I also love skipping the cutscenes like fast enough. The music loves to bug out. You'll hear that instrument just repeat itself. Beep, beep.
ここに行く敵が
Game is freezing a lot in these cutscenes. Jesus.
I get used to the small ones, but those big ones we've been seeing has definitely been
久しぶりだね。
way above average number of times.
あの時はモンスター退治に来たら
Maybe I need to dust out my PS5. It's been a while. Could be chugging along. Oh yeah, part 3 of the block pushing puzzles, but with different music this time.
こんな異空間の
The
道を
Cold
作り
Noising
そう
Calm, or whatever it's called, from V2.
問題は何を
A track you either love or hate. I actually don't mind it. I played V2 so much that I actually like this track.
しょうもないものだったりするかもよ。例えば赤点を取っ
Oh yeah, pop quiz. Where do we go when we see these blocks?
うっかりやり忘れ
Go left.
仕事の書類とかそんな理由で作るわけないでしょ。でもあなたなら
Gemini, Gemini.
作れそうよね。
Endeavor, you touched you touched the alarm. Don't touch that in game industry graveyard.
I'll try.
Or in the floating island area that loses 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
I live for my netball. How many netballs did I have this whole marathon?
Oh, there goes that.
Hey, I want to be real with you though. link in the chat. If there's a mod for PC version to disable auto saving, I would allow it. I'm sure the rest of the community would too. Screw
The issue
this
with that is that
autosave.
we actually kind of rely on autosaves to get us out of a bind, or if we die.
Alright, in that
so that
case,
we
I'd
can-
allow it for New Game Plus.
Yeah.
This jump is just barely possible in PS5 without having to raise his block up, by the way. You can get just pixels away from it. I tested it for literally 2 hours straight trying to make that jump without raising that block up. And I feel like it is just possible in a tool assisted setting, but it's just very, very difficult. VGM thinks it can be done on PC. Someday it'll be tested. That would save a good chunk of seconds if it can be skipped having to raise that block up. But while screwing around and making it up, trying to skip that block, we had some meme moments with seeing through the characters' face models.
Fucking Rav.
Doing this puzzle first try in a marathon? Nani? I do this. Hit the switch, please. Hit the recording. Do the math. All right, going crazy. I'm done.
Where's the
Going
bike?
crazy. The real question is, am I going the right way? I think I am. Yeah, we're right.
Oh, that's crazy bugs.
Wait, I went the wrong way there, that's for sure. I did that in my D-Rest as well. I didn't heed my own advice here at these colored blocks. I don't know what it is about those, but I go right instead of left. Every time. Never fails. But yeah, just go left, like I said. God dang it, I went the wrong way again. I need to stop. I got my bearings, I got my bearings. Know where I am. Well, if you were used to cold, noisy, and calm, then sadly it's almost over. This is probably the most underrated piece of music from V2. Everybody's concentration's on like the actual really good songs, but Code, Noisy, and Calm is underrated. Nothing will beat Decision though. That will always remain my favorite track. After the English war, the English-Japanese war comes down to chat, what is your favorite piece of music from V2? And then after that, what's your favorite piece of Neptunia music? Like, at all. Like, overall. That's the better word to use, overall. My favorite from V2 is Decision. My favorite overall is Neptune Rising from Vanilla Net.
案内は任せたわ。
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
強力な敵よ。みんな気をつけて。嘘や隠し事したよね。私ね、そういうの大嫌いなんだ。
I really hate that! Is what she says there in English.
頑張らなくちゃ。ここにせ無事に戻ってくるとほっとしますね。
I love the diversity. That's what makes this community awesome. Everyone has a different. Existence is a banger.
ここにする。
Remember the shock in my face when I realized that it did not come from Reverse? Because I never played Mega Tags multiplayer.
ここに行く。私が怖い敵さんをやっつけちゃうよ。さあ、張り切っていきましょう。
We're back in Plenip Tower. All of Pleniptune's robots are going haywire. We gotta find out why. That's the story going on right now. We get to climb these many number of stairs again. Girl no yoni.
Neptunia さん、ネプギアさん、聞こえますか？あ、イーズン。現在、警備システムの不具合の原因を調査しています。もう少しで正常に。
For anyone who is not tired of seeing R4 yet, here's R4 again. Don't worry, this is not the last time. Although I really wish it was. It's also the first time she can potentially live. Yeah, this is where they start actually having a chance of surviving one tornado. She can die to one. It's actually kind of rare that she lived, but of course, marathon luck, she lived.
Ghosting shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely dodged a hit from the tornadoes that can just go through enemies on the console version.
Considering R4 just stood still there, she didn't actually.
What's even
move at
funnier
all.
is that on PC, if your frame rate is too high, the accuracy of those also just drops to like nothing. I've like thrown like 3 of them on top of enemies before on PC, and they'll just not do anything. But you have to set your FPS like really high for that. There's some weird shenanigans going on.
Hi, hi.
目的地はまだ先っぽいし、もうひと踏ん張りだよ。案内は任せたよ。
Me personally, and I'm tired of them using R4 as a boss in every game. I wish they would find something new. Maybe someday.
強力な敵よ。
But until then, I guess we'll just deal with seeing R4 in every game. Oh, bad RNG. Let's go. The robot did its dash to the left attack, which you hardly ever see, given the small amount of time we fight it.
ロムちゃんと一緒なら大丈夫。
If they ever want to make a main line, they'll have to, you know, use someone else because they can't use R4 again in the main line. R4 is just in this game like 8 times just because of fucking time bullshit.
Time discrepancy.
ここにセレクト。ちょっと休憩。
Not really discrepancy. Timeline messing shenanigans. Woo. Alright. The part of the story now, we are into the future where everything is destroyed and there's barely anyone alive, just Nepgear, Maho, and Histoire, and a bunch of Planetoon citizens. This is actually really depressing because after this cutscene here, you learn that Nepgear made a bunch of AIs of her old friends. That's
Did you
just
see a
really
notice
depressing.
that it's like a week that two sides are no parking?
Huh.
No, starting tomorrow from 7 to
Live
4.
For
Z-Fresh
for no reason.
stream. But yeah,
And what are they gonna
Now-
do?
now there's one really
At least you
interesting
can park
thing
in the
about
driveway.
this. The interesting thing about this is all these characters are silent.
Oh.
I went the wrong way. I
Yeah.
missed a left turn. But all these characters are muted. They don't say anything, and it's actually faster. Because every time you start up a fight, every character when you control a character, they have to say something. And the fight don't start until they say everything. But if you have Ram as your character in this muted form, she says nothing and it gets right to the fight. You would think you can just turn off the volume of the characters and that would work the same. But no, it actually doesn't. They still talk, you just can't hear anything.
But their mouths move.
Their mouths move. So this is the only time in the game where you can save time thanks to the muted AI.
It's the same with muting voices in Death End.
Yep. Woo. There's going to be 2 tricks I'm going to try and do. I don't know if I'm going to... If I miss them, I'm going to lose like a whole minute. I haven't been doing switch jumps good enough, but I'm going to still do these tricks anyway. You saw VGM do them. We got to switch jump and land on a warp and hit square mid-fall at the same time. If we miss the switch jump and hit square mid-fall, we'll just warp without the button getting pressed. It saves frames, but it loses like a whole minute. It's really just a trick to look cool. We really shouldn't even do it with the risk versus reward. But I do it because it looks cool. I got it. 1 out of 2. So mid cutscene, we are warped back to here. Now we get to do it again. See if we can go 2 for 2. To the left. Tells me. I think it's this dungeon that has the longest wrong direction you can go. The longest in the whole game. Alright, I'm
Yeah, I
going
think
the
this
right
dungeon
way.
is one of the more confusing ones.
Alright, can we get 2 for 2? Yeah, let's go. Me and BGM got both. But it's way more difficult than it looks. As I said, there's no reason to do it in a speedrun other than swag. It doesn't save enough time versus the reward. Or the possible risk. If instead of saying anything, she's just quiet, and the fight starts pretty much instantly.
これでどう？さすがお姉ちゃん、やったね。無事に戻ってくるとほっとしますね。ここ少し休憩しましょう。
Alright, coming up is the dungeon I get lost in the most. This cave is ridiculous for new players. And for me, because I just can't memorize it for the life of me. So many wrong turns.
どうにか気づかれてないみたいだけど、やっぱり機械兵がたくさんいるね。このまま見つからずに行けるといいけど、それは難しいかも。でもホログラフ AI がいればきっと大丈夫。ホロ AI ちゃん、頼りになる。
This is basically more the same of the last few caves we went into, but there's more of a chance to get lost in it. It's a tad bit longer. Nothing really to say about this cave in particular.
The cave you've been in before, but different.
Reuse dungeon assets. Win.
それにしても懐かしいよね。ほら、ここって前の反抗作戦でどうにか破壊できた拠点でしょ？ああ、うん。それで新型機械兵を回収したんだよね。もうあのパーツは使っちゃったし、まだ新型が残ってるといいんだけど。
Finding this bridge is a good way to know you're going the right way.
What if it was the Neptro Tower?
Yeah, what if? See fresh. What if indeed?
I have an idea.
Okay, seeing that definitely means I'm going the right way. I think I just did this whole dungeon without getting lost. Let's go.
Alright, I got
That's
a meme.
crazy.
I got a meme. BGM. I have a meme.
Huh?
I have a meme for next
What
time.
is your meme?
A race who can get to the 100th floor, 100th floor of Metro Tower.
What the hell?
Why not, man?
I'd watch that, not participate at all.
No. You're joining.
What do you mean? That's just a community watch race.
Who gets the worst? Who gets the worst mapping?
The real Neptunia towers were the friends we made. I was totally expecting marathon luck to get me to go to every wrong direction in that cave. Imagine
problem,
winning 3
man.
coin flips.
Doesn't even have to be New Game Plus, man. You make it. We could get there ahead.
Alright, now we're in a dungeon that we've done in the past. There'll be a place with a ladder that we're supposed to climb. But because we've been here in the past, so we've already made the ladder fall and the door open. Well, actually, I think the ladder was falling the whole time, but we don't have to open the door anymore because it's already opened in the past. Nice little tidbit. This is the exact same dungeon that we did near the beginning of the game. And it's also going to have the air quote unbeatable boss. But if you don't stun lock it, even with Ram at her super juiced up tornadoes, I only deal like 40% damage. This boss has so much health.
Look, Z-Fresh, if we had enough Game Maker, people who had Game Maker, right? You just make it a race roof like the true Neutral Tower.
Dude, I'm gonna have the incident. I'm gonna have the damn incident that I had on the 10th floor, man.
Oh,
Dude, that was like depressing. And somehow I survived.
somehow.
The boss at the end of this dungeon, in New Game, you just die to it to end it faster. In New Game Plus, since we can't die, it's under 2 different timers. We have to deal a specific amount of damage, which I'm just going to go off a limb and say it's like 10% or something. But at the same time, every single speech bubble at the top left has to finish playing. Both of those conditions have to be met in order to finish this fight. So while the speech bubbles are playing and everyone's talking at the top left, I'm going to be just dealing very enormous amount of damage to guarantee the fight ends as fast as possible. This might be a really insane gold split coming for the not getting lost a single time. I just have to do this fight 50 seconds from now. 42 seconds from now. Like, I've already dealt the amount of damage, but we might as well do something while everyone's talking in. Because the fight won't end until everyone shuts up. Tw 13.2 second gold, nice. Ranks my sum of best down below 155. Now we're back in the present timeline. We're around 30 minutes from the end, starting from here on out. Cutscene central right here, though. I'm about to say, I didn't skip you fast enough to soft lock game. Please. It was on that screen for a good bit. Very uncomfortable amount of time. I'm gonna lose time to this, even though I skipped everything perfectly.
ここの敵はさあ私と相性が悪くないはずよ
Who's ready for
多分
R4
ことになるなんて
again? Less than 2 minutes after the last one. Although technically this is her base form. The last one was transformed state.
強力な敵よみんな気をつけて
小手調べではなく
Yep, losing time.
本気で行く
That's how you know that was beyond what the game should have done there.
愛ちゃんに変身してたのなんて一目見て分かったんだから
She jumped backwards. What a meme. She dodged the second tornado. Like she knew. Again! I'm gonna unplug my PS5 after this and bring out the can of air.
だからプリン食べてもいいよ街で部品わあやっと休めるね さあ張り切っていきましょうここにしご
Alright, this dungeon in a casual playthrough looks really scary. It's meant to be very, very confusing. But in reality, if you know the solution, it is literally the easiest, like one of the easiest dungeons in the game. But we do have the most obnoxious android here. This android has lost up to 40 seconds in a run before, consistently attacking me. Because it's hard to stun them and like that, yeah, like that, yeah. I'm going. There we go. She just was mildly bad that time. I'd always get lost there. Where was the entrance? Okay, there it is. Turn right here. I've had her do that more than once, like 4 or 5 times in a row. I couldn't move. I was stunned. She was the one doing the stun locking.
Those enemies are very annoying.
どうしたの目的地はまだ先よ
The solution to this dungeon is just press that switch.
開いたかしら
Forehead.
疲れたの
This right of where you start in the dungeon, right down the staircase.
いいじゃない
We go all the way to the left. Oh yeah, and I had a hidden incentive this whole time. Well, I mentioned it a few times at the very beginning. But whoever CPU was in the lead at this point, we're going to have a nice little fan service shot here in this dungeon with a very long staircase. And Noir's in the lead.
どこに行くの
So we're going to have Noir be showing off some stuff while climbing a ladder.
案内は任せたわ少し早かったそうならゆっくりにしてあげるけど
It's the game's second longest staircase. So we gotta have something to do while climbing.
追い抜かれたくなかったらもっとスピードを上げて先に行くわよ
Don't touch those circles at all, or else you'll lose a lot of progress. It's actually really dumb how much progress you will lose.
Yeah, you effectively have to redo the dungeon again.
Here we go. We'll do this one and the staircase afterwards. Thank y'all for participating in the best CPU vote. For you Noir fans out there. You get one more in the next staircase. Or two more if I somehow touch the camera near the end of the dungeon and reset this and lose 4 minutes.
BGM.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, I
did.
have done it in a run before. Not the marathon.
You didn't do it in marathon, but you did do it.
Yeah, I did. I lost a run to it. It was kind of dumb. I was like a minute and a half ahead, and then I was 2 minutes behind.
I'm a tad late, but there's nothing else to talk about during this part of the dungeon. But going back to the unbeatable R4 fight, in New Game Plus, it actually managed to go through quite a few iterations. It used to be poison strats with Higurashi of all things, back before we realized that the text boxes also matter, and we have to wait on those anyway. And then right after the Higurashi strats was in a run or two, BGM brought it to my attention that Ram just mows everything down, and we're like, oh hey, we don't need Higurashi's poison anymore. And before Higurashi, I was just spending like a whole minute or so something in that fight, because it just took forever to get her health, R4's health down. So for a New Game Plus fight, that fight went through a surprising amount of iterations before we realized, or came to where we are now. We deal the amount of health required way before the text box is finished. Alright, this camera right here, and yes, these are cameras, have the smallest amount of room to get through. It's really annoying how small amount of room they gave you there. If you touch that camera, this door closes, and like VGM mentioned earlier, you will lose about 4 minutes there.
Hey VGM, that's the one that you get hit by.
Chris, to be exact, I ran into it.
I'm overdue for it. I can say to this very day, out of all my, this will be my 11th completed run. I still haven't touched it yet, but every time I feel like I'm about to run into it, I do slow down. I'm not YOLO all the time. IF Invert is a good ship. I'm team IF and Compa, but IF Invert is the OG. Wow, even adding Noir to the team, I guess the 7.5 seconds I lost there was just the adding Noir to the team time loss. We're still on pace for a 158, surprisingly, depending on how often I get lost the final dungeon. Oh yeah, guys, we are preparing for the final dungeon. If you have any headbanging type of emotes in my stream, I absolutely allow you guys to spam those headbanging emotes like no one's business. But only when we enter that last dungeon. I went to the wrong area. Because the song that plays is absolutely worth it. Alright, now we gotta go through to 3 specific areas of Planet Neptune, talk to people. Thankfully, they are all in a row. Residential area, and then the one below it, and then the one below it. That's they make it easy to remember. This was another part that gave me a lot of trouble. I had Hexy yelling at me in the chat. Don't know why I hit up. The solution was simple the whole time. Now we got one more cutscene. Oh yeah, voices in Discord and my voice be damned when I enter that final dungeon. Prepare for the volume, in-game volume, to increase by a lot. I apologize for any headphone users that it affects. Get ready to post some emotes right now, fellas. It is time. One last game freeze. This theme goes way harder than it needed to, and I am very appreciative of it. We're here for 17.5 minutes, by the way. So enjoy your stay. We get to hear this song a lot, even in New Game Plus. This is a very long dungeon.
Yeah, I think at this point, New Game and New Game Plus become almost like identical in how long they spend in this dungeon because the fights are just over that quickly in New Game.
Yep. The only exceptions to hearing the dungeon themes when we have to go to this boss right here, which ideally will be taken down with 3 tornadoes. That's unless it gives me that weird left jump that I've never seen before till earlier today. Alright, that's ideal. We want him to go forward. Yeah, 2 tornadoes, even better. Going the correct direction. Yes. I always get lost after that fight. Because normally the footprints you have on your radar that shows you where you've been are not there after that fight. But yeah, I gotta love that every now and then when you bust blocks, your character's weapon disappears, so it just looks like she smashed the blocks with her hand. It happened twice out of 3 times there. Our next fight will be with the final R4. And it's going to be the only fight in the game to take 4 tornadoes. But how long will it take me to do 4 tornadoes depends on what attack R4 does. If she does the poison spikes, then I will cry, because that loses a lot of time.
どこに行くの？やあ、どこに行くんですか？
Insert insightful commentary here. It's just a really long dungeon of not much going on, except for the epic music.
どうしたの？目的地はまだ先よ。
And trying to dodge all the enemies.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about a lot of the dungeons in this game, especially this one, is it's just kind of, you walk forward and you go to the event and then you kill the enemy in like 2 seconds and then you walk forward.
そうならゆっくりにしてあげるけ
So
ど。
casually, this game actually is pretty decent on its cutscene to gameplay ratio because of how long these dungeons are. Previous games in this series were very like, you'd walk 5 steps and cutscene, and then do 5 more steps and then cutscene. But yeah, this is definitely not the case in SVS. It's very unique for this series.
Yeah,
I
love
can't
the,
speak for what Game Maker does, but
yeah, I love the direction they've taken with this in Game Maker. Game Maker's pretty much the same. So. The dungeons are even longer though, if you're going for full collection. And those games have quests that you accept in the middle of the dungeon itself. And I was the fool who wanted to complete every quest in every dungeon. There was one dungeon that I was in for, I want to say, an hour and a half, because it was so big and so much going from the beginning to the end, back to the beginning to the end again, doing all those quests and turning them in. Because
it's
they
like a
took
funny category.
that would be a funny category. Game Maker took this game design and stepped it up. There are a bunch of long dungeons in that game.
少し早かった？そうならゆっくりにしてあげるけど。
Yeah, at least in Game Maker you have the bike to get around though, so
Yeah, but then you also have much more aggressive enemies.
yeah.
The speed of the enemies was way too slow in this game, so they're like, what if we increased it by like 5? It's probably not that much, but like, definitely, they're faster than your characters. So you can't outrun them.
目的地はまだ先よ。
You just have to step outside of their radius, because every enemy in every Nep game has a radius that they stay inside. In Game Maker, they will catch you, guaranteed, unless you step outside the radius.
疲れたの？だらしな。そんな顔しなくたっていいじゃない。
Took a very wide turn there. I don't know why.
あんまり遅いと先に行くわよ。 目的地はまだ先。
Ready for a cutscene to interrupt the good music? Add Neptune emote.
どこに行くの？ どこに行くの？
Alright, one of these squares that we enter, or teleportals, we go left, and another one I think is a circle, so left or right. don't remember which one is like a circle at the beginning. Maybe this one. But I'm just going to go left anyway. Whichever one's a circle, it's faster to go left. So just go left. Those colored blocks in the block pushing puzzle dungeons taught us to just go left anyway.
少し早かったかな。これくらいなら大丈夫？罠がないか調べましょう。
Oh! I finally did what you were talking about during your run. I did like 3 frame perfect jumps or something. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, getting to that warp pad is a lot more tricky than the other ones, but it is doable.
That's crazy. I've never tried that before. I just did it for fun there. I want to try it again. Only reason I stopped was because my brain like went crazy the fact that I was doing it at all.
どこに行くの？
I feel like I went to the same one twice. I definitely did.
目的地はまだ先だよ。
Yep.
大丈夫。一緒に頑張ろう。
Okay. Well, we all wanted an extra minute and a half of this dungeon theme, right, guys? The sub 2 is going to be very tricky, though. Took me until near the end to even realize that I went back. Silly game with an equally silly player.
どうしたの？目的地はまだ先よ。どこに行くの？ どこに行くんですか？案内よろしくお願いします。えい。ちょっと、じろじろ見ておきましょう。罠がな。
Didn't get it that time. Sag.
ごめんなさい。次は追い抜かないよう気をつけるね。
Final R4 fight. See if we can get her in 4 hits without those poison spikes.
往生際の悪いやつらだ。この姿
No poison spikes. I didn't mean to hit the square the 3rd time.
あれから私はさらに強くなった。
Let's go. Perfect RNG on the hardest fight to get perfect RNG on. Except for the fact I hit square 2 extra times. But we don't talk about that.
案内任せたわよ。
We do 3 circles before going the right direction, though.
ほら、待っててあげるから、あんたのペースでいいわよ。あ、追い抜いちゃってごめんなさい。
Time for
さて、
a tiny bit of a puzzle here. Bunch of backtracking.
どこに行くの？
That was only a little over a minute of a time loss. I don't... My best time says a 1:59.31. So we just can't lose any more than 29 seconds from here on out.
Yeah, it's
What?
possible, but it's gonna be very tight.
Excuse me? Where'd this encounter come from? He wasn't there. Can someone come back, go back and watch that? The squid
He
was
was
like
there.
20 feet to the right. Alright. Sub 2 still possible. But now it's even harder.
Oops. I like that you hit the switch and also got in the encounter at the same time.
I did, but he wasn't there. I swear. I'm going crazy. Unless I lost 29 seconds, we should still be on base. I'll find out after I beat Maho. That tripped me out, man. I saw him way over to the right. So when I encountered him jumping to the left, it freaked me out. No. Go left. What am I doing? Trying to get 2 hours on the dot, apparently.
Oops.
We'll still be below estimate, though. Unless the game commits Sudoku somehow.
Still very possible that it could.
You know, with the frame perfect jumps, it's theoretically possible to activate this switch and just jump all the way to the staircase before it falls. That's crazy. If tasking tools for this game ever came out, I would totally try that. Just jump all the way from there to the ladder before the ladder falls. You'd probably lose time though. I don't know how much, like if jumping is the same speed or slower or faster to normal walking.
I do believe walking is the same speed.
Hey, I'll straight up admit, if a BLJ-like technique ever was found in this game, even if it lost time, I'd do it. Alright, so in this fight, we just destroy Maho. Final boss, or one of the final bosses. R4 took 4 tornadoes. Maho dies in like 1 or 2. Because she has ghost health. Are you serious? She had to be damaged by the other characters. Anyway. Now, Grey Sister dies in like 2, I think. But we gotta remove Nepgear from our party. Need her to keep her CPU transformation for the final boss. Now, perfect RNG will be Maho jumping forward. Which I think she did. No, she didn't. In fact, she got knocked backwards. Thank you, Uni. Uni cost me the sub 2 because my best time possible is 2 hours and 4 seconds.
Nice.
Thank you, Uni. Everybody in chat, blame Uni for the non-sub 2.
What did I do, Rev? Rev, your next run's gonna go over estimate.
Alright, coming up
It
is the
actually
final
probably won't.
dungeon, and the reason why we touched that cutscene marker, or that save point marker earlier. Time is in 30 seconds. We're gonna do a fun little trick, and Maho can still lose us some time here due to Maho being Maho. But hopefully she'll give us some good pattern. We transform off the bat, so we can't have knockback.
Yeah, time is on Maho defeated.
She jumped through us! And time! 2 hours, 8 seconds. She gave us not the best RNG, but good enough. It could have been way worse. That was SVS done fast. Play this ending theme for you. It's a really fun game. New game plus. I recommend it to any net players. Battle systems is really good, in my opinion. Oh, I can turn the volume back down. That was louder than last dimension. After this, I'll play the opening theme, and then that will be it.
Yeah, Rev, you should. Come back.
Have a good sleep, Genova. Z-Fresh, tell the people about the Japanese plat. Definitely a fun platinum, right?
I think he did.
You probably did. In the Japanese platinum of this game, you kill like 10,000 or something like that enemies.
Yeah, it's 10,000.
In the English, it's only 5 or 1. It's a lot less.
It's
I
2.
think it's 2,000.
2,000.
Okay, I was wrong on both of them. 2,000. There's a lot less.
It's still a lot.
2,000 is still a ginormous number.
Yeah, but Non's bad at slinging Coliseum for like 5 hours just to get a 10k.
Yep. And not as bad as going through 3 Neptunia towers in Game Maker. 500 or 300 kilometers on the bike. The platinum on this game is nowhere near as dumb as Game Maker. "300 kilometers for American Central people is 200 miles, which is a lot. All right, the ending theme is done. Let's play the opening. quick earlier chat, we talked about our favorite piece of game Neptunia music. Now here's the debate that can get you hated. What's the best opening theme and what's the best ending theme? Go. Best opening will always be Mark II's opening. Best ending will probably always be for me it'll be Victory or V2.
For me, it's Neptunia 1's opening and probably Mark II's ending. Good 11 pieces of banger, especially after Conquest.
Oh yeah, Action Unleash's ending is underrated as hell. Dimension Tripper is a freebie because it's the enemy.
Thank you, Splits, for telling me I had a gold. I'm proud of that gold.
Oh hell yeah, JPEG compa!
Confident JPEG.
I like the JPEG they got off of Google Images.
We want to talk about underrated. I think Sega Heart Girls' opening and ending are both underrated.
They are.
They don't get mentioned near enough. Same with
Like
Mega
Action
Tag's opening.
Gears and Mega Tags. I really like Mega Tags' ending.
Cybernet's opening. There's just so many underrated ones because they get overshadowed by the main lines. But yeah, that is it for this game, and that's it for me as a player for this marathon. Hope you enjoyed, and stick around for Rav Spec's platinum run of Neptunia Reverse. Thank you all for watching me, and hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon. Peace.